Hey, WMB Kids teachers, this is Derek, and I just wanted to film this quick video just to show you some of the changes to our curriculum. So, just a bit of a background. Our curriculum was bought out probably, I'd say, this past spring by a new organization. And with that, there is some changes to the curriculum, including some that I'm actually very excited about. So, I'm really looking forward to be able to share some of these with you. One of them is the fact that over the past few years, if you've been teaching with WMB Kids for a while, you know that we have struggled at times, I'd say, to work with the curriculum because what we often say is it was more teaching morality than Jesus, right? Like there's many lessons where you're like, you could teach this in a secular setting. It's like be kind. Very important thing to be kind, but not it wasn't about how Jesus teaches us to be kind. It was more just be kind, right? Um, and with the changes, this new organization, so Orange got purchased by a new organization and brought some new vision and some really good things. So this new organization has really changed what is called the scope and sequence, and we will take a look at that as well. And it really just makes more biblically rooted stories that I'm really excited about. With that too, we now are changing. So if you've been teaching Discoverers in Waterloo, or I believe it's Explorers in Kitchener, we've been using Spark Storybook Bible, Pinterest, and these lesson charts starting in August already because we use an American curriculum. So the school year just goes August till the end of May, I guess, which is a little frustrating, but is what it is. Um, Starting in August, the curriculum changes happen, and with that, we won't be doing full lesson charts anymore. Our Discoverers and Explorers class will do the Orange curriculum like everyone else. I will still send Spark Storybook Bible references to you, and you can use this as a resource. So when you're teaching, you can do three different options. You can teach Spark, you can use the large group scripts that I'll show you, or you can use the videos from Orange that I'll show you as well. So with that, why don't we go take a look? I'm going to share my screen here. And this is not just for discoverers and explorers, this is for everyone. So I've shared my screen and we are now on our curriculum webpage. Hopefully this looks familiar to you. I came from the dashboard. When I renew the curriculum in a few weeks, we will have all the future months. Right now, we just have up until August. And here is where things look a little bit different already. There's some new folders. Now, this might not even, you might not even be like caught off guard by this because you're just used to going to the groups. So it's not a big deal for you. However, with this, in the media package before, they used to do some different things here, but it's very similar to what it was before. What I really want to go for you guys is to take a look first at the scope and sequence, and then we're going to look at some specifics in small groups. So this is the new scope and sequence. So I should have said what I was doing there. I went to vision casting, or start here, vision casting, kids, scope, and sequence. And when you go down, this is kind of some of the stuff I'm talking about. So it shows us all what's coming up this year. And as you can see, there's actual stories now. So they're going through the Old Testament stories, and their bottom lines actually have gospel truths in them. And actually, or their bottom lines actually talk about God and Jesus. So very exciting stuff. I'm really looking forward to that. It's more Old Testament heavy in the fall and New Testament heavy in the spring. I always prefer a curriculum, to be honest. It kind of goes every other month. Just my reason for that is I like flip between Old and New Testament, but is what it is. And I'm really excited for some of these changes. So I think we'll actually be able to teach way more gospel truths. I always still say though, not gospel, curriculum rather, is still a resource, right? And there's many times where I use the curriculum and I use it as the base, but then I do change things to be able to teach the gospel truths. We're going to be doing a training this fall on this as well, from out of Show Them Jesus by a guy named Jack Klumpenhauer, who is related to me distantly. And just what it means to keep the gospel truths and keep your lessons Jesus centered. We'll be doing that training this fall. It's a breakfast training, and you've been sent details for that. So yeah, I'm really excited what the scope and sequence looks like, and I encourage you to take a peek at it and preview what's coming up this year. But what I really wanted to do on this video is just give you a quick overview of some of the changes. So I'm going to go back to my main folder here. This is what it looks like, right? We're kind of used to this. When we go into our groups, we have the large group and small group. We're going to do small group first. So, like I said, Discoverers, Explorers, you're using this curriculum now as well. This is yours K to grade 1, grade 2 to 3, and preteen, which is like grade 4 to 5. I'm just going to go in K to 1 as our example. They're all pretty similar. Here we have our different weeks. So, this is the exact same. We have our PDF versions, we have our Microsoft document options, and then we have our activity pages, the exact same as before. In a sense, they overall look very similar. So as you can see, this looks very similar. It will reference an activity page when necessary. Now, we're going to go here. This is where some of it looks different. Right away, you can see this looks different. If you've been teaching with us for a while, this here does look different. Now, on here, I think it's actually really nice. It really outlines it well. Very clearly, we got our Bible story, our bottom line, and our memory verse to the right. I really like that. Now, this here is always a little bit confusing. This is a schedule that they suggest for an entire kids ministry. So you got to remember that, right? We take care of the large group, or large group leaders take care of large group. But what we're really focusing on is small group. Now in Kitchener, you will sometimes use large group stuff as well, because there is no formal large group time. But for the purpose of this video, I'm going to really focus on the small group time. So this is really when right now we're in small group K to 1. So this is the guide for small groups. So what we're really focusing on here are these things right here. Now, this is also obviously looking different, but I really like some of the changes. It's the same thing as before. It's always made to move, made to play, made to create, made to move again, and I forget made to reflect. I think there's one more I'm missing as well. I forget what they are, but that's always something that you can just kind of right away look at, see what kind of activity. Is this going to be a movement activity? Is this going to be a sitting activity? Is this going to be a craft, right? On the left here has what you need very clearly. I like that. And then it's pretty similar. What you do, and it just shows you the activity. Now, sometimes people get really thrown off and they say, Derek, I really don't like when it says what you say. I don't like that I'm restricted to that. Well, again, you're not restricted to it. This is a resource, right? So some people are going to use this in different ways, but it's a resource for you to use. You do not need to do exactly line by line what it says, right? Use it as a resource. Build your lesson plan out of this resource. When I teach classes, or fill in for classes, what I often do is print it off and highlight what I want to do, specifically just with a yellow highlighter, right? Do what works for you. There's also the word editable option that you can do as well. Just a couple little changes here that are really good. Also, they have inclusive pro tips here, so just to create the more inclusive environment for all the kids. And I also just like how clean it is too, right? It looks very clean. And in addition, we also have what faith skill. So hear from God, pray to God, talk about God, live for God. And it kind of highlights that as well. Overall, nothing that different. When I actually, at first I was like, well, this looks way different. But then I started to see it actually doesn't look that different. My hope is with some of the changes to the curriculum, some of the activities will be just better, quite frankly. But that is a little bit going to have to be a wait and see game and see how those changes come into play. I can't give you a firm answer on that. And then right at the bottom, it says getting ready. So that's the same as it has before. And it really just tells you about what you need to prep as well. I don't really use that sheet. I normally just go sheet by sheet. And on the left-hand bar, just go through that way. So when I teach, I never really use it. Then in addition to this, we also have our large group. So most of you are not large group leaders. I understand that. However, we are going to be specifically, I want to speak specifically to Kitchener and then the Discoverers and now Explorers class coming this fall, starting in September specifically. Sorry, not Explorers, the Discoverers class in Waterloo. They have here, if you want to teach in person, they have a specific K to 3, which is just a more simplified version of it. And again, we don't typically do the worship aspect of this, so I just always skip over that. You want to get to the story, right? And this is where it has this. There is something we're going to be trying called A Player, or A Play. I think it's A Play. That a new program that they're using for teaching. It's a new software. Overall, we're not going to be there ready yet. I'll do a separate training video for large group leaders on that. But for right now, if you want to use the video, they're still down in media video files And we, of course, use Storylab. Now, we rarely, as you know, never really do the full video. Often we find there's a lot of fluff in it. Once in a while, I'll do the full video, but not typically. We skip over to where the story starts and do that part there. That I think is all I have for you. If you have any questions at all about the new changes to the curriculum, please let me know and I would be happy to help you along. There's also this sheet here. It's like I said, it's for pastors more, but it might help as well. Give over some of the changes that you are seeing. Thank you so much for what you do at WMB Kids and how you serve and how you go, how you are on mission to teach the next generation. We really appreciate all you do, and I'm just inspired by how so many of you are willing to just really take this high and holy calling to help shape their next generation. Blessings to you as you serve and teach, and Emily and I are both always here to walk alongside you. Have a great day.